Welcome to a soggy night at Franklin High School for tonight's WCTV Game of the Week between the Franklin Rebels and the visiting Nolensville Knights. Hello again, everybody. Michael Williams here alongside my buddy Parker Hazard as the Rebels set to kick it away. They won the opening toss. They deferred until the second half. And we are underway here at Franklin High School for their homecoming night on this last Friday night of October. Franklin kicks it into the end zone, and we'll have the touchback, and Nolensville will take it over 1st and 10. Parker Hazard, take us through what we need to know as we get into this one.
Well, good evening to you, Michael. A soggy evening it is. What we need to know tonight is Franklin, it is their homecoming, and a tough homecoming matchup it is. The 4A Nolensville Knights coming in 8-0, undefeated in their region, undefeated on their season, coming in strong. And, even though they're the 4A team, smaller school, smaller roster, they're coming in with 6A potential, and Franklin's going to have their hands full, especially on defense.
Knights taking over 1st and 10 from their own 20 as ball carriers number 34, that is Ryan Pistolka. We'll be calling his name a few times tonight. Picks up about 2 yards on the play.
Yes, we will, Michael. It's a very dynamic offense the Knights have with Ryder Garlardi, the junior quarterback, leading the way. As you said, Pistolka's name. The other running backs, Samson Johnson, number 2, as we'll see to the right hip of Gallardi, the freshman, who will be sharing carries with Pistolka tonight, kind of working as one back with the two of their different styles, as Coach Derek talked about before the game. So that will be another interesting dynamic of their offense as well. And look out for number 8, wide on your far side of your screen, Tim Kutris, the senior wide receiver and defensive back for the Knights as well on offense.
Well, not exactly sure what the holdup here is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Unless we've got a clock issue.
Either that or referees, kind of cold. It's wet out here, didn't have a chance to introduce themselves. They might be doing that as well. We'll figure that out.
There we are. Parker Hazard, Michael Williams. WCTV Game of the Week. My last game of the year. Parker and Paul will be on the call next week. As now it looks like we're ready to whistle it up. So 2nd and 8 now from the 22-yard line of the Knights. Quick toss out to the right side as falls incomplete. And Franklin's hoping to get a quick 3 and out here on their homecoming night.
First example and proof that the slippery conditions will be a factor tonight is Kutris, number 8, mentioned before, Gallardi's intended receiver, a little bit behind him, but something that's a catch that Kutris catches in his sleep. The conditions are going to be a factor tonight.
So 3rd down and 8, just underway here at Franklin High School. Gallardi, inside screen pass, got his man. I believe that is number 1, Gage Skipper, but not nearly enough for the 1st down, and the Knights will have to punt it away.
Great coverage there by the Rebels secondary. Skipper coming in the bubble screen inside. Gallardi got it to him. Good play call, but even better counter on the defensive side as the Rebels will, as you mentioned, get that very important, needed first 3 and out of the ballgame.
So Mitch Lanik set to receive, ball nearly blocked, and Lanik will have to watch this one bounce and die at about the 46-yard line of the Rebels, and the Rebs take over 1st and 10. We talked about Franklin coming into this game. Had them last week against Brentwood. Not such a great showing, but have a great opportunity tonight against an 8-0 new county rival. This is the first time these two squads have met. Franklin, a long-time established high school here in Williamson County. Nolensville, the brand new kids on the block, as the Rebs take over 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line.
You talk about the new kids on the block, 8-0 against a 3-5, 6A team. It doesn't matter. They're both playoff-bound programs, and even though no playoff implications in this game, there is a playoff feel to it on the field and in the atmosphere tonight, even with the wet conditions. We have a decent crowd tonight here in Franklin.
So quickly is Bevan, out to his receiver, crosses into Clemente on the reception, crosses into Nolensville territory.
So that was a curveball that was thrown at me right there, Michael. I expected to see number 9, Josh Nichols, in there at quarterback, senior quarterback. So tonight, I guess it looks like they're going with Bevan, the junior, starting out with Guy Lipscomb in the bunch on offense.
A quick sweep, and this time around the corner.
There goes Clemente.
That is Christian Clemente, and he was shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line, right at the 15-yard line. So a nice gain on second down for the Rebels, and they are in business as Clemente hauls the ball down to the 15-yard line, and the Rebels again quickly to the line.
Yeah, not wasting any time here, Michael. Condolios there on defense for the Knights, the last man stopping Clemente before getting to the end zone. Great play there, and the Rebels are moving.
Bevan quickly out to the right side, and this one, the intended receiver again was Clemente. That one will fall incomplete. Rebels will have it second down and 10.
Yeah, Bevan looked a little uncomfortable with the ball on that play from snap to finish. Didn't really get a good grip on it. These conditions going to be a lot of towels on balls tonight, as we see most of the refs with the towels around their waist, giving a little bit of help for the guys tonight.
So second down and 10. Here are the Rebels again. Bevan sends Clemente in motion again. Fake to him, and the outside give is to Guy Lipscomb, and he'll be wrestled out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Pickup of about 5 on the play.
Now Guy Lipscomb, that number 2, that name and number is going to be a guy right there, as you see on your screen, that we're going to see a lot tonight on offense and defense. Started out quarterback for the Rebels this year. Transition to the running back position has been a key aspect of this Rebels offense, and on defense as well, kind of quarterbacking that side of the ball as well. Big defensive stand here for the Knights, Michael.
So the Rebels just shy of the 10-yard. Inside give is to Lipscomb again, and Nolensville swallows that up. No gain on the play. And Franklin, looks like they'll march the PAT unit, or the field goal unit rather, out on the field. And that's there you see the Knights' new uniforms.
That's the first time tonight we've called Dan Rickards' name the senior defensive lineman and offensive lineman for the Knights. We will see him on both sides of the ball. Huge, big player on the defensive line for the Knights, and coming in big for the first time calling his name tonight.
So Burr on with the 29-yard field goal attempt. And straight and true as Ian Burr.
Yeah, it's usually automatic right there.
True on the field goal, so Franklin will take the lead 3-0. Here in the first quarter, 8:58 to go, as we're just underway here at Franklin High School.
So the conditions have been apparent tonight for both teams, as we saw in that first drive for the Rebels, but good defensive stand for the Knights after the big run play by Clemente, able to stop them 3 and out after that long game, forcing the field goal, letting Ian Burr work in these conditions and letting them earn the 3 points. And Coach Derrick over there on the Knights sideline, Michael's going to be hoping for a little bit of better production out of their Knights offense, as we see that straight and true right leg of Ian Burr going in. And we'll see if we see a little bit of more of Pistolka and Samson Johnson in the run game kind of open up a little bit for the Knights on their second drive.
So Burr set to kick it away. You'll forgive us tonight. The Knights are wearing silver numbers against a white jersey, so it's a little bit difficult to see in these conditions.
No eagle eye tonight for you,
exactly.
Michael. You have no eagle eye next to you tonight, for at least for the white jerseys.
So Burr's kick goes through the end zone, where Nolensville will take over 1st and 10. You've done a couple of games at Nolensville, yes?
Yes.
Beautiful campus over there with the middle school on one side of the road and the nice new high school on the other side of the road.
It's a pretty drive getting there too. You know, especially depending on where you go. Off of 840, it's a nice little drive.
Our county grows by leaps and bounds.
That's right.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Here are the Knights again. Gilardi back to pass, got his man, and will slide out of bounds. I don't know if they'll call the reception made.
They did.
They do call the reception made, as the receiver able to take that slide out of bounds and haul in the football as we clean off our monitor up
I was
here.
unable to see who made that catch, but I forgive me if I'm wrong, Nolensville Knights, but I think that ball might have been overthrown, and the receiver who actually ended up with the reception happened to be at the right place at the right time, picking up the laundry and getting that positive gain on first down.
So the sweep play or the option play is no go for the Knights as it's taken down at the 25-yard line for no gain. And the Knights will have it second down, I think. Yeah, second down and about 5. Second down and 3, maybe. Number 3, sorry.
Third down.
Third down.
We're going third down. Third down now, Michael. So after that loss there, Franklin was not biting on either one of the options there. Good job on defense, 3rd and long.
So the Knights again, Ghilardi back to pass. Reception is incomplete, or the receiver drops the ball at the last second. So Nolensville again, another 3 and out.
That's
as
costly.
the Rebels again set to march back on the field.
And even due to the conditions, that was a good-looking throw by Ghilardi. And once again, Tim Kutras, the intended receiver, and ball has hit his hands and come out again, whether that is condition or not on the playing field. That one right there, ooh, as a little shank of a punt.
Short kick, and Franklin's trying to get away as Nolensville will down it at the 46-yard line of the Rebels. Well, they will take over 1st and 10.
So right there, that's just an unfortunate offensive possession for the Knights. And I think Kutras and Ghilardi are going to get over there with their coaches, kind of get together, rally the troops, rally each other, get behind one another, and kind of get behind their defense as well. Needing would like to see a 3 and out if you were the Knights, and more momentum if you were the Rebels. So we'll see what happens here. Decent field position starting for Franklin.
So Connor Bevan again back at quarterback for the Rebs, looking to his right and has to chuck that one in the dirt as he was under pressure.
That right there was a good quarterback play. He saw his receiver hit the dirt and threw it right at his feet in the nick of time. That way, if it was in the air, that's probably an interception for a touchdown. And that was a good quarterback play there by Bevan. Living to see another down, and if you're the coaching staff for the Rebels, you'd like to see that. That was making a bigger deal than what it was, but good-looking play in my eyes.
So 2nd down and 10, ball at the 46-yard line. Here's Lipscomb again on the sweep play. We'll pick up a yard perhaps.
That's only the 2nd carry by Guy Lipscomb tonight, Michael, and you normally see him every other down with the ball in his hands. And so far, Nolensville doing a good job keying on him. And once again, Franklin faced with the 3rd down and long last time with the long run by Clemente. Let's see what they draw up here.
So the Lipscomb run will gain a yard or so. So 3rd down and 8 for the Rebs. 3 receivers left for Bevan. Looks to his left and in trouble and swarmed under, and he will be taken down inside the 45-yard line. Grant Reeder on the sack. There you see the big man trotting off the field. He'll go get a few high fives from his teammates.
Big defensive stop there by Nolensville and the junior defensive lineman there, Michael. Yeah, and that was a 3 and out that they needed. Huge 3 and out. And in these conditions, going to be a big punt special teams play here for Burr punting and Kutras receiving.
Burr again on the punt. He was a huge factor for last week's game against Brentwood.
That's a nice
as Nolensville will call the fair catch inside the 25-yard line, and they'll take over 1st and 10. So neither team able to generate much offense in these conditions here, Parker Hazard.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the tone. That's going to be what happens tonight. That's what we're going to see, and I think both teams are going to be calling to their defenses to stick in there and see whose depth is deeper. With John Kirkpatrick and Reed Kemp and company on the defensive side for the Rebels.
Ghilardi empties his backfield and pass falls incomplete.
It's going to be tough for them to do passes like that with the coverage that the Rebels possess. So Interesting to see that the running game hasn't been a go-to yet as much as it has for the Knights, too.
Second and 10.
Franklin's got a stout defensive unit.
They do. And they're showing it tonight. They're showing what a 6A defense looks like. Something that the Knights, I'm not sure if they've played a 6A defense, but one at this skill level at that, they're seeing it right now.
Second down now. Here comes Gallardi. Tries to make the corner, and he is taken down just beyond the 30-yard line. So maybe a pickup of 5 on the play.
Looked like a little bit of miscommunication. Gallardi was looking for a fake handoff to Johnson there, and it wasn't there, but able to get some positive yardage out of it. Isaiah Domingo, the junior rebel, in there to stop him.
So 3rd down and 3 after the Gallardi scamper. Can the Nolensville Knights get their first down of the night? We'll see right here.
It's a good stat.
Inside run, and that is runs into the referee, and that was Colton Dobson, who T-bones the umpire in the backfield.
That was Samson Johnson.
Samson Johnson, excuse me.
Freshman running back.
Had daylight all day long in front of him and just crushes the referee. Take another look right here. Eyes light up, and the ref just takes the brunt of that one. Oh, my goodness.
That's unfortunate if you're the Knights, but nonetheless, that is a positive play to see. And the freshman running back Johnson just bursting, showing his speed, bursting through the hole. Yes, it was cut short, but good first down. First down of the night, as you mentioned. Oh, here we go.
Nice long pass, and that one is going to be a flag for pass interference as the Franklin defender ran into the Nolensville receiver. Dobson again on the intended receiver, and the ball looked like it was on target, but the Franklin defender calls to the pass interference, marches the ball up to the 40-yard line of Franklin. So now the Knights on their best offensive possession of the night. 1st down and 10 from the Franklin 40-yard line.
Nolensville quickly getting their personnel changes in and the play called, ready to snap the ball once the referee gets the clock in motion.
And Gallardi,
that was the play.
Thought he might be walking away, but he's checking the sidelines to see what he likes. Calls his tight end in to the formation. Still looking. 10 seconds on the play clock. Gallardi again, inside give. That one again to Johnson. And Franklin chews that one up shy of the 35-yard line. A pickup of maybe 3 on the play.
And I like that. I think they need to keep Johnson and eventually Pistolka in the game. I haven't seen him much yet, but once he does, that two-headed monster with Johnson and Pistolka in the backfield, you need to keep hammering the ball, especially in these conditions. Although Gallardi did show with that long ball that he is able to make the throw.
2nd down and 8. Here's the quick screen, and this time this is Dobson again on the left side. Sam Johnson, and tries to reverse his field, but finally taken down inside the 5-yard line, saving the touchdown was the Franklin defender.
What a play. I can't wait to see this replay, because the second Johnson turned around after he caught that ball, he had slowed down to brace himself, to thinking that he was going to have to put a move on a defender. He saw nothing but 30. Oh, it's a fake.
So again, Johnson on the dive to the left side and will score the touchdown for the Nolensville Knights.
It caught me off guard there, Michael.
So bizarre formation here on the PAT.
Beatty on to try the extra point.
Beatty on for the PAT. And that flies straight and true as the Nolensville Knights will take the 7-3 lead over the Rebels following the Gallardi I believe that was the Samson Johnson dive on the left side. So Nolensville showing what they can do offensively, Parker.
Yes, they did there. As we see Johnson there on that final dive play. Yeah, forgive me, I got my plays mixed up there and was ahead of me. Thought Nolensville had scored. My apologies on that, but yeah, Nolensville showing after their defense, giving them a big stop, a big 3 and out. We're able to march themselves down the field and take the lead away from the Rebels and making this a football game.
So Lipscomb, the main kick returner here for the Rebs. Reed Kemp back deep as well.
I got 3 of them back there.
I think that might be Clemente back there as well. It's on the far side of the field.
Number 22, Luke Jenkins to kick off for Nolensville.
Luke Jenkins set to kick it away. And this looks like it can be returned. This is Reed Kemp. Kemp up the gut, got a little daylight, and he will find some running room, does Reed Kemp. And nice return up beyond the 45-yard line. And the Rebels in business now on the Kemp return.
Well, that is the answer you would like to see for your special teams after the defense giving up a good drive by the Knights. So another good possession for the Rebels here with good field position.
1st and 10 for the Rebels. Ball at their own 46-yard line.
And a great run back by Kemp as well, following his blockers. That was good, great special teams play all around.
So Bevan again at quarterback. And that give inside to Guy Lipscomb, and he tries to dance his way to the 50-yard line, but that, again, that Nolensville front kind of bowing its back there, and Lipscomb maybe a 2-yard gain. Brings up 2nd down.
Condolios in on the tackle.
Zach Gamble and Condolios in there, stopping Lipscomb there for the short gain. Not giving him much room so far tonight.
So Franklin loads up this right side. And Bevan will go and nearly picked off. That was number 1, Gage Skipper. And he saw nothing but daylight. Oh, he wants that back so bad.
It was a great looking play by the junior defensive back. Michael watching Bevan's eyes the whole time and lurked it, and finally jumped on it. And I think the conditions might have had the best of him there, but.
Boy, Skipper saw nothing but green in front of him, and he had a clear sailing all the way to the end zone.
Great effort nonetheless.
So this will be 3rd down. But even again, this time ball falls incomplete. These Rebels having a hard time with this pass game tonight, as they'll have to kick it away on 4th down.
There's another down and distance that the Knights brought a little bit of pressure, and good job getting it back in the backfield. And Bevan forced to get the ball out a little bit sooner than he would have liked and forced the incompletion, and a chance for a big momentum swing here for the Knights.
Burr set to kick it away. That is, I want to say that's Beatty, Nick Beatty, down with his heels at the 15-yard line. And this one will die inside the 15. I'm not exactly sure. Can't read numbers with these silver.
Kutris is the...
Chris Kutris.
No, Tim
Kutris. Sorry about that.
The receiver, yes.
Nolensville takes over 1st and 10.
The little bit of everything player for the Knights.
So a request to Coach Joins, the Williamson County Athletics Director. Please, new rule, numbers that we can all see.
Yeah.
If we're going to wear white uniforms, let's at least have dark numbers.
Darker numbers for sure.
So 1st and 10, 2:05 to go here in the first quarter. Ball died inside the 10-yard line, mark it at the 9-yard line of Nolensville. Nolensville on top 7-3 as we approach the end of the first quarter on this soggy Friday night. Last Friday night of October. Got one more week of the regular season and playoffs will start. Got to think these Knights with an 8-0 record can run deep into their 4A region. And the Rebels looking to gain some momentum. And the run play doesn't gain very much. Crosses the 10-yard line, so maybe a pickup of 2.
Yeah, a win here for Nolensville, and depending on how convincing it is, would be a nice feather in the cap for that program. Not only would that make it 9 in a row this year, but also a very tough and talented team in Franklin. Having that on their resume would be great. And also Franklin, I'm pretty sure Coach Webb and the boys over there know what they're facing tonight with the Knights. So it's going to be competitive, I think, all 4 quarters.
Set to pass, and this again is Johnson, and he is taken down quickly by number 71. Help us out, Parker. That was Clay Crowder on the stop. And Franklin's defense has come to play tonight. Saved the long run by Johnson a little while ago. Their last possession. Franklin's defense, tough to get anything past these guys. And the quick snap will call Franklin off sides there. So a free 5 yards for the Knights.
I was going to say on that last play, that was good coverage by the linebacker Elijah Johnson as well, helping out on that tackle and containment of Samson Johnson on the outside. Like you said, suffocating defense that the Rebels have over there.
Trouble with the snap, and this time a big scrum. Will drive the ball back inside the 5-yard line. Franklin says they have it. They want to say, I think a couple of the kids are calling touchdown right there, but don't believe they're going to give it to them. But nevertheless, a 3 and out again for Nolensville. And Kemp will head back to receive the punt. So the ball came free. They want to say the ground caused it. There you see the official holding up a hand, and a couple of the Franklin players thinking they had the touchdown, but that'll end it for the first quarter, and we'll switch ends of the field where Franklin is set to receive the Nolensville punt here on the starting play of the second quarter. There you see our first quarter score. The Knights 7, Franklin 3 on this WCTV game of the week on a soggy homecoming for the Franklin Rebels.
Couple of conversations happening by the officials and some people over on the sidelines. I was anxious to wonder if they were going to discuss that last play or not, as far as a fumble or not. But
Mary Sheffield Acres and Caroline Henry came home with a solid 4th place finish at state after winning both the district and region tournaments. Izzy also capped the trip with a hole-in-one on day 1 of the event. The boys brought home the TSSAA state championship. They bested Science Hill by 9 strokes on day 2 of the event after being tied at the end of the first round. Jack Wilcox, Jack Morris, Cooper Wilcox, Harrison Acres, Eli Cleveland, and Sam Wilcox led the team to the school's first state championship in the sport of golf. Again, congratulations to Coach John Whipple and both teams for an outstanding 2019 golf season.
Franklin Rebels celebrating a golf championship as they have their golfers out being recognized at midfield. A quick shout out to my former 7th grader, Mary Sheffield Acres, on that team, along with her brother Harrison. So set to get things started here for the second quarter as Franklin is set to, or Nolensville rather, set to kick it away. Reed Kemp standing at his 50-yard line. That young man's got to go straight from here to basketball season.
That's right.
Hard to believe Reed is an 11th grader already. He was on my track team at Grassland Middle School for a time.
Yeah, talent and leadership he possesses is, yeah, definitely past his age for sure.
So trouble with the snap. Franklin had an opportunity at it, and Shank's punt gets away, and Franklin will have great field position as the ball is blown dead at the Nolensville 25-yard line. We'll see if Franklin can do anything with it here.
Well, if nothing less, they are definitely inside Ian Burr's field goal range.
Very true.
Yeah, unfortunate there. I mean, little the punter could have done there, but with the momentum that Franklin has, not the field position they wanted to give up.
So Bevan again at the 25-yard line of Nolensville. Tight formation again. This quick give to, I believe that is Clementi, and he'll take it inside the 25-yard line, a pickup of maybe 2 yards. A lot of work tonight by Clementi.
Yeah, on those outside sweep runs there, yeah.
Guy Lipscomb, the senior, number 2, the stout running back for Franklin, hasn't had too many touches tonight.
It's almost like, where's Waldo? Where's Guy?
Second down and 8 now. There he is, as Lipscomb will race his way up through the gut.
There he is.
And wrestled down at the 15-yard line, close to the first down. We'll see if they mark it, and they will. So move the chains for the Rebels, and they'll have, help me out, that's not their first down of the night, is it?
No, I think they have a couple. I know they have one induced by a penalty. I want to say that's at least their second or third, but you know, like you said, previous possession, not very many first downs from either team tonight.
So 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line as the deluge continues down, and we'll have a false start. I believe the Franklin, yep, that's exactly what we'll have. Franklin, it's like the left tackle moved there. Marching back 5 yards.
That might be the first penalty, like a movement penalty as well. Or what was the flag down here?
It's another false start.
Okay, well, only 2. So, I mean, I was going to say, haven't been very many flags either.
Hope it stays that way.
Yeah.
1st down and 15. Here's Bevan on the rollout, chucking to his right side, and that one,
I think it got picked.
Believe it was picked. Nolensville's acting like it was picked off, and I believe it was, and is exactly right. Tell us who it was, Parker.
That right there, I was waiting for him to turn. I couldn't tell who it was. It's Ryan Pistolka there, 34, the name that we normally hear on the offensive side of the ball in the backfield. But he, you know, my question has been answered as the ball comes off of Clementi's hands right into Pistolka's, and it looks like he carried possession all the way down. So huge turnover at a great time for the Knights. And Ryan Pistolka getting his name called on the defensive side, coming in big. So tables are turning.
So the interception puts a stop to the Franklin drive. They look to be in business. And we have a quick timeout on the field. You wonder, Parker, with these conditions, it's curious to see why we've seen so many passes so far. Walk us through that.
Well,
Put your coaching hat on.
Well, I was already confused, especially with Franklin, but they're still keeping the ball on the ground with Clementi. They've used what was the other? They ran, I believe, Kemp on a couple of them as well, but haven't used Guy Lipscomb as much as they normally do. But the passing of Gallardi, he's doing a good job controlling the ball in these conditions. But with Ryan Pistolka, like I said, me thinking that he's going to be in the backfield with the freshman Johnson, he is not. They've kind of given the reins to Johnson, and on that last possession, or those few runs, those long runs he had, and that yards after catch on the screen pass here on the near side, showed what that was more of what I was looking for from the offense from the Knights, and what the Rebels were doing before that interception, which brought up your question of why they're passing it so much. They started running the ball with Lipscomb as well, so we'll see what type of schemes change.
So 1st and 10 from the 15. A long sweep play goes east and west and run out of bounds.
Kutras on the carry.
Is Kutras. Thank you, Jay Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah, 9 times out of 10, one of those receivers coming out of the backfield with the ball, especially with that hand warmer on his rear there, is going to be the senior Kutras.
They'll give Kutras a gain of 1 on the play, so mark the ball at
Courteous.
the 16-yard line. Knights with a 7-3 edge now, 10-10 to go in the second quarter. Gilardi inside give, and Franklin says nothing doing.
Ooh.
As I believe that is, I want to say Samson Johnson again. And he's knocked down at the 15, so no gain on the play.
And
maybe a loss of 1, actually.
And Paul Brees will appreciate this. I was looking to finally call number 42's name, John Kirkpatrick, in there, putting an end to that run quickly. And the senior linebacker for the Rebels and running back in certain situations, finally getting in on a play. Good stop.
Gilardi this time looking across the middle, and ball will fall incomplete. Sailed on him, and the Knights will have to punt it away.
And once they, it's kind of hard not to have to when you put yourself in those 3rd and long situations, Michael, that's where you're forcing yourself to have to throw, especially at that point of the field. If you're 40 yards down the field a little bit more, you might, you can draw up a run play for 9-10 yards, but they're kind of putting themselves in that position and forcing themselves to have to fight these conditions, and the sailing of the balls just kind of showing us that it's not working.
Beatty back to kick. Kemp back to receive.
Much better.
Ball will fall short. Takes a sideways bounce, and Nolensville will kill it at the 40-yard line. So the Rebs take over. 1st and 10, 9:18 to go in the second.
The Rebels starting good field position again, Michael. The Knights are hoping for another big defensive stop for their defense.
Rebels take over 1st and 10.
Plenty of time left in this half to come up with the stop and get more points on the board if you're the Knights. We'll see if Lipscomb can get in the ball game a little bit more here.
So Bevan again. 3 receivers to his left. Inside give is to Lipscomb. Tries to skirt a defender and makes it inside the 35-yard line. Call it a pickup of 6 yards on the play.
Gage Skipper made the tackle.
See where they spot the ball, actually, before I say that.
It's close. I think it's about 5.5.
They will call
go.
it 6.
There you go.
Jay Johnson, the longtime athletics director here at Franklin High School, confirming what I thought was true. Thank you, Jay. So brings up 2nd down and 5 for the Rebs. Now they've got this tight formation, and again, Lipscomb will cause the scrum, and this time up past the 30-yard line. Looks like he's got enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, that right there is what you've been missing if you're the Rebels offense, and 4 or 5 yards at a time, dictating the clock, keeping it moving, dictating the pace, and running your plays on your own time, and just opening those holes for Lipscomb. That's a good sign to see, and a good time to do it for the Rebs.
Ball spotted at the 28, 1st and 10 for the Rebs.
There goes
the long sweep this time looks like to Clementi. And number 19 will take it close to the 20-yard line.
Clementi on the carry.
Man,
so Franklin now in a bit of a rhythm with this ground game.
Tim Kutras came in on the far side of the field, all the way over to this side to chase down Clementi and make that tackle. Still a solid 5-yard gain, but that's an impressive defensive play as well. But like you said, they're moving.
The Rebs again, 2nd down and 5. Here's Lipscomb again, skirts the tackle, and he'll get inside the 20-yard line, being taken down at the 15. He's got enough for the 1st down, it looks like. And sure enough, they'll move the chain. So now, Parker, it looks like we said, the Franklin ground game starting to gain some steam here.
I think they've realized that Nolensville's showing them how wet the ball is. Gallardy's sailing. You got Guy Lipscomb in the backfield. Let him eat, and that's exactly what they're doing, and they're using Clemente with the other directional runs as well, as we see here, and it's working.
Another give to Lipscomb. Outside he goes, and finally taken down at the 5-yard line. So letting the big dog eat, as Parker Hauser would say.
Read my mind.
They will mark the ball just shy of the 5-yard line. As you take another look at Guy Lipscomb, the senior.
That's just good individual effort there, following your blocks and getting a good 1st down inside the 10.
So 2nd down and 1, Franklin can do a number of things here, but they'll go ahead and, again with Lipscomb, takes on a host of Nolensville defenders, and somebody lost a hat. And Lipscomb will make it inside the 5-yard line.
I think that should probably give them a 1st down, right?
They'll mark it right at the 5-yard line, so won't move the chains. 3rd down and 1. Well, they'll call it a 1st and goal, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Little late flipping the sign over there.
Yep. So here are the Rebels, 4 chances to get it into the end zone. Here's Clemente on the long sweep. And Nolensville snuffs that out as Clemente tries to dive for the 5-yard line. Good defense there by the Knights.
Dan Rickard again in on the stop. He like Kutris on the last play, but from his defensive line position, coming from across the field. And another great stop. Knights doing everything they can to try to slow this train down, but the Rebels are moving, and as we've seen a lot this season, it is hard to stop them once they get this close to the goal line.
So a loss of 1 on the play puts the ball back at the 6-yard line. Inside give this time to Lipscomb, and Lipscomb, great defense there again by the Knights, as Lipscomb is chopped down at the 4-yard line, a pickup of 2 yards on the play.
Kutris again just getting his stat sheet moving up on those tackles. Another great stop by him, and as we see here, Lipscomb coming out for a breather, and as mentioned before, big number 42, John Kirkpatrick. We see him as more of a downhill runner that the Rebels like to look to here inside the 5-yard line.
So Kirkpatrick now in the backfield. They'll give it to him. And inside the 5-yard line, but stops short of the goal line. Can't quite make it. And does Coach Webb call on the field goal unit, or does he try to stick it in here under 5 minutes to go? Here's Lipscomb coming back out on the field.
I think that's our answer.
I think that is too. So Coach Webb and the Franklin Rebels will roll the bones right here.
I think it's
4:41 to go here in the 2nd. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. I think that's a good idea. I think points are going to be hard to come by with these conditions, and you're this close to the goal line. You're down by 4 going into the locker room. You need these points.
Spread them out, does Franklin, and the Nolensville Knights will call a timeout and talk about it.
I would not be surprised if they were to take a timeout. So we'll see what they can do. This is actually a very, very big 4th and goal coming up. That even though the Rebels will be getting the ball first in the 2nd half, that to me makes it even more important. Get 6, 7 points here, and that will instill full momentum going in and coming out of the locker room.
So Coach Paul Derrick calls his troops over for the Knights. Coach Donnie Webb there. He will rally his troops. Take a look at Coach Derrick and the Knights.
Yeah, he's talking to his senior leaders there with Kutris and Rickert and Pistolka, trying to see how they're going to stop. It's going to kind of hard to imagine anybody else other than number 2 getting the ball here for the Rebels. But they also might be trying to come with a counter offer, giving it to somebody else, knowing that the Knights are going to be expecting something from Guy Lipscomb.
Well, Clemente we've seen on a couple of sweep plays.
Exactly.
Picked up a couple of yards. And then, of course, Guy Lipscomb, the workhorse, number 2, the senior.
We've yet to see Bevan run with the ball, so that could possibly be another option as well.
So let's see what the chess match is here. 4:24 to go before the half. And we'll take it with Clemente. The long run, the sweep to the right side, and Clemente into the corner of the end zone for the Franklin touchdown.
You called it. That was your call right there, Michael Williams. And the Franklin Rebels dialing up a pretty darn good-looking play, and Lipscomb and the boys are happy, smiles all around, and Rebels about to take a potential 3-point lead here, Michael.
So Christian Clemente on the 3-yard sweep, and Burr set for the try, and Franklin on their homecoming night, they'll take the 10-7 lead with 4:15 to go here in the second quarter.
Good looking drive. Let's check out this play again, Michael. Clemente swinging out to the right. Great blocking by 77 and Guy Lipscomb. The right tackle there. Amsler, Jason Amsler there on that hole just wide open for Clemente just to skate on in. Great play call, great design, and now it's time. You know, really right now it's just a chess match. Now it's the Knights' turn. You know, no pun intended. And
I saw what you did there.
And
nicely done.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll see what they can do. We saw the running game start to come into effect a lot more for the Rebels on their last drive. Let's see if the Knights maybe go along with that pattern. If it was me, 4:15 led, my very unprofessional coach's mind, if you will, would say, yes, I'd pound the ball, show them different looks, just like your defense just saw.
So Burr, this one can't, well, not so much. Thought it might fall a little short of the goal line, but that sails through the end zone.
Johnson was wanting it to. Heck, this is the first time the Knights are getting the ball, outside of the 15-yard line the past 2 possessions.
So Jason Amsler, the big offensive tackle, number 77, who 6'6", 295.
It's a man. He just pulled his weight on that big 4th and goal. Just giving his boys his lead here.
Tennessee Volunteers had a fullback named Greg Amsler back in my day, and wonder if they're in any relation. I have to do a little research on that one.
It's another
Gallardi
pass
to his right side, and the defender falls down, and we'll have a reception, it looks like. That is, help us out, am I right, with number 20, Cameron Groves?
It's either 30 or 38, so I'm going to go with, I got Parker Price. That's a good name, 30. The junior receiver, or it could have been Alex Rhodes, who was a running back and outside linebacker, junior as well.
Sorry about that, Nolensville.
So Mr. Goins and Tate Matthews, put that in your notes on these jerseys. We're serious.
So pickup of maybe 2 yards on the short run play, under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Nonetheless, let's go ahead and go back to that play. Heck of a catch.
Heck of a catch.
By whoever it was for the Knights. Unfortunate slip by the defensive back of the Rebels, but
Franklin, defensive back, had the ball in his sights but fell
100%.
on his backside, and the ball fell into the receiver's arms.
That's the movement of the change the Knights needed, though, very badly, needing to get away from that red zone.
So pickup of a yard on the short ground game.
Play clock's going out here, Mike.
Nolensville got a rush here, 2 on the play clock, just to get it away, and I believe that is Johnson again. And the maroon jerseys will swarm him at about the 37-yard line, maybe a pickup of 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, solid pickup, keeping the ball on the ground safely, clock moving. Solid gain to get to 3rd and manageable. See what the Knights and Ryder Gallardi and crew decide to do here.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play. 3rd down and 3.
Switching it up here.
Gallardi again, back.
Single
quick
coverage.
chuck. Receivers got it. Nice catch
Kutris.
Kutris on the reception down to the Franklin 25-yard line.
Finally.
7 yards on the play and a first down.
Huge pickup, 37 yards
Ball at the Franklin 20.
on the pass play. And Nolensville back in business at the Franklin 25. As Johnson again will take it over to the left side.
Johnson carries.
You know, that was interesting. Gallardi there with about 10 seconds left to go on the play clock on that last pass play. Checked at the line of scrimmage, got the call from the sidelines, and had Kutris in the single coverage on that hot route and streaked down the sidelines. A couple unfortunate drops there in the first quarter by Kutris, making up for it on that long gain. And that is definitely what Nolensville needed. Big pickup to gain momentum on this drive late in the half.
So the short dive picks up 3 yards. Second down and 8. Again, reception is made. Help us out with the number there.
I'm going to say
silver
20.
numbers. I think it's 22.
Oh, 30.
30. Sorry about that. Can't get my 30s and my 22. Parker Price.
Okay, so that's who made the
On the
nice catch over
reception.
here. That's who made the nice catch over here near side a minute ago.
I'm so sorry, Nolensville, but just these silver numbers on these white jerseys are so tough to see up here.
It's got a great name, though.
Parker Price, that's right. As we tick to a minute to go here in the half, Gallardi again to Johnson. Johnson,
Yeah,
excuse me,
that's
thank
his
you.
name. Hey.
Initial hit by number 42, John Kirkpatrick.
Gets
So
it
is
ball up to the 13, so pick up of a couple of yards on the play, and Nolensville again quickly to the line. 48 seconds to go now. Second down and 9, they'll call it.
I think they have one timeout as well.
Gallardi rolling to his left.
Ooh.
Receiver lays out for it, and the ball falls incomplete.
Looks like that was Price once again. Great coverage there by the Rebels.
We'll stop the clock at 36 seconds to go.
It's 3rd and 9.
You know, I just want to mention, Michael, we got a good football game.
We do have a good football game.
I just wanna go ahead and say
I was
that
just
right
about
out.
to mention that the rain is letting up, but I was sorely mistaken on that one.
Don't say that.
Third down and 9. The Nolensville Knights can pick up a first if they get it inside the 5-yard line. And ball tipped in the air and nearly picked off. Couldn't quite tell who the defender was from way up this far.
It was the 11, Cooper Grills, the senior defensive back, just getting the bad end of this weather tonight. Unfortunate break for the Rebels, and even more fortunate for the Knights that ball hit the ground.
Can't tell who the injured Rebel is.
I think that's actually Cooper Grills, the defender there on the play.
So Grills shaken up on the play, and we'll have a injury timeout before Nolensville marches back out and tries to tie this one up.
You know, during this break, I'll go ahead and mention this is my first broadcast that I've gotten to see these new
The new graphics.
this
Oh,
new
welcome.
graphic, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's nice, showing the timeouts for each team and down and distance. That's nice.
Well, we can't quite live stream tonight, I've been told, because of our weather conditions.
That's
But
understandable.
We'll hopefully you can join us for the recast of this game on Sundays, and then again on I believe it's Wednesdays. And then our last regular season game of the year will be next week. Parker Hazard and Paul Brees will be on the call next Friday. And I will see you after Christmas on the basketball.
On the hardwood, yeah.
Basketball calls. That is if Lance and Creed will have me back, of course. So Nolensville
I must have missed it down. I didn't know it was 4th down, to be honest with you.
set for a 31-yard field goal, and that ties it up right as we tick to 24 seconds remaining in the half.
That's bad broadcasting on my part, because I was a down behind. A great kick there by Luke Jenkins to knot this game.
So new score 10-10.
My rosters are getting soggy. It's a wild scene up here.
Shout out to Michael Brown for winning Mr. FHS this year. Everyone give him a round of a hand.
So Franklin had their big homecoming parade yesterday through downtown Franklin.
Oh.
I keep up with believe it or not, Franklin has a fishing team, so I keep up with those guys on Facebook.
Do they really have an angling team?
They do have an angling team.
That is awesome.
I
know Paige does.
I love to keep up with the Franklin fishermen.
Do they have a skeet shooting team here as well?
I'm not sure.
I know Paige.
I keep up with the fishing squad.
Hey, that's awesome.
But congratulations once again to the Franklin golf team.
Yeah, Coach Whipple, former assistant baseball coach at Independence that I played for. Shout out to him and the Rebels golf team. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, and fun fact, our third receiver for the Rebels back is Christian Hendricks, number 13 here on our near side. So a little bit easier to see him here.
So Reed Kemp and Guy Lipscomb and Christian Hendricks.
Luke Jenkins to kick off for Nolensville.
Jenkins, he'll squib it. And the aforementioned.
Oh, he's got some room, Michael.
The scrum will take it out at the 40-yard line.
Christian Hendricks on the return.
So Hendricks, nice return up to about the 40. Franklin will have 12 ticks of the clock to work with.
Not nearly enough. Well, 3 timeouts.
So
you think they'll try to get into Ian Burr's kicking
they
range?
could, a couple of plays at least.
These conditions, though, it's a little bit more. You want to be a little bit more cautious going to the air, so it'll be interesting to see what Coach Webb and crew, actually Andrew Holcomb, as we saw on the coaches show, offensive coordinator calling the plays.
So snap gets away from Bevan, and he'll have to eat it at the 32, and will take us down to the end of the half. So the missed snap, and that brings us to zeros on the clock, and we'll take it into halftime with Nolensville 10 and Franklin 10 here at Franklin's homecoming game. You're watching the WCTV Game of the Week. We're back for second half action just in a bit. Back to second half action with the Nolensville Knights and the Franklin Rebels. There you see the tie score 10-10 as we get set for second half action. Michael Williams alongside Parker Hazard for this, the penultimate WCTV game of the week. As the Franklin Rebels homecoming tonight on this soggy Friday night.
They still have not turned off the rain, Michael.
They haven't turned off the rain.
Just in case the folks at home were wondering.
As Rihanna sings about her umbrella. The Rebs set to receive. They had the opening half. They deferred to the second half, so the Franklin Rebels set to receive this second half kick as it squibbed along the floor there, and Franklin will have to cover it up inside the 25-yard line. There we get a 10-10 is our score here with this first ever matchup between the Rebs and the Nolensville Knights. Take us through first half action, Parker.
Well, like we mentioned in the first half, a little bit more passing than we were anticipating. Both teams kind of went to the ground there towards the end of the first half, producing scores for either team. Both defenses, as you mentioned coming into the broadcast, the Rebels very, very strong on defense and have had a tough task with the Knights offense, but the Knights defense has kept up with the Rebels and have kept this a tie ball game, and I think we just got a good football game.
So first and 10 from the 24-yard line. Bevan on the run, the Franklin quarterback. No, this guy Lipscomb took the direct snap. Sorry about that. And he will take it up to the 30-yard line, pickup of about 4 yards on the play. Moves the ball up to the 29-yard line. Franklin has it second down and 5.
And that's what we didn't see a lot of in the first half that we did there. That last drive for the Rebels was number 2, Guy Lipscomb getting the ball. And as we see it the second time in a row, Bevan here near side lined up as receiver.
That give inside to Clemente. Clemente with a big touchdown in the first half. Close to the 35-yard line, just shy of first down yardage. Brings up third down for the Rebs.
Yeah, not a lot of time for these two teams to come out on the field after halftime. That the field, we can see visibly now a few spots in the field where the water is starting to stand up. Their Clemente kind of fell suspect to that, and something that they haven't been able to get used to yet, kind of having to do it on the fly. And we'll see how that affects play calling on both sides.
So third down and 2, a manageable third down for Bevan and company, and that inside give to Clemente again on the sweep. Got a little room, and he's dashing down the sidelines, foot race, and be shoved out of bounds well into Nolensville territory inside the 30-yard line.
Is that one of ours there hitting the deck?
Pickup of, call it about 40 yards, maybe 38 yards on the play, if I do my math right there.
Almost looked like that. It might not have been a camera. I thought it was one of our camera.
One of our guys, was it?
I can't tell, but Kutras giving a little shove to Clemente there, last line of defense, and looks like everyone's okay. It doesn't look like a cameraman, so I don't think we're going to have that many out tonight.
Senior Christian Clemente catching fire this game. He had the big touchdown in the first half. And this time Lipscomb again on the direct snap, and he'll take it inside the 30-yard line, maybe a pickup of a yard on the play.
Lipscomb on the carry.
Yeah, the defense of the night sniffed out that direct snap.
Gage Skipper was in on the stop.
And a different look, but same type of result that the Rebels have seen from Lipscomb.
So Franklin had, like Parker had said, gone to the air a few times in the first half and came up empty a few times, and a number of times rather, and then went to the ground attack, and that's when they were able to catch fire. This time Lipscomb on the quick sweep tries to stretch it out to the left side, but he's tripped up as he gets to the 30-yard line, maybe a loss of a yard on the play.
Gosh, I mean, it's just like Lipscomb is, you know, kind of all over the field for the Rebels, you know, offensively and defensively. Man, number 8, Tim Kutras, just showing what he's made of there. And Lipscomb is not an easy player to catch from behind, and he was able to get that shoestring tackle. Big stop to bring up third.
So they'll actually call it a loss of 2 on the play. Third down and 12, and thought Nolensville may have jumped into the neutral zone. Bevan will roll out to his right side and be spun down inside the 30-yard line, so well short of first down yardage he needed to make it up to the 19 for the first down.
First time that we've seen Bevan use his legs. He was kind of forced to use his legs, unable to find a receiver downfield. Big Braden Clark, the senior defensive lineman, making the hard stop, and we'll get to see Ian Burr use that leg.
So Burr marches out. 44-yard attempt here. Snap is good, kick is away, and falls just short. Goodness. But we do have a flag on the field.
Oh yeah, Burr ended up on his keister.
So we will rough the kicker. Nolensville will. We won't do anything. But Nolensville will rough the kicker.
We'll tell you about it. Well, that's the exact opposite that what you're wanting to see if you're in white, and that should give a fresh set of downs to the Rebels, if I'm not mistaken. If it was running in or running into the kicker or roughing the kicker, it does depend, I think.
Nolensville penalized 5 yards for running into the kicker.
So only 5 yards. Okay.
So they'll walk off 5 yards, and that will the 44-yard try. Well, no,
so
they'll go ahead and go for it now. 4th down and 9. Lipscomb now lined up quarterback, and he'll take the direct snap, tries that left side, and marches across the 20-yard line. We'll see if they've got enough for the first down.
Yeah, the scoreboard was a little late, Mike. I was trying to help you out. They when they marked it off, it was actually a 4th and 5, so they shrunk it in half. So it looks like the spot of the ball, he was pretty close.
Okay.
Only reason why I knew that was the line judge running in from the 20-yard line.
Sorry about that.
Hey, that's what
that's why you're here.
Teamwork
that's what
makes
you're here for.
Dream work, baby. That's what we're doing. That's what we're all about here.
Well, they'll march the chains out to see where to mark the ball or what the down will be.
Well, those guys look chilly.
And Nolensville comes away. They've held Franklin short of the first down, so the ball will go over on downs.
I don't believe I need to stress much of how important that was for the Nolensville Knights.
So it gives Nolensville a little bit of gas here as we get underway here in the third quarter. Tie ball game, 10-10. Again, talked about this earlier. This is the first meeting between these two teams. Nolensville, the new kids on the block, the new high school in the southern part of the county.
And it's a heck of a game.
Or the eastern part of the county, I suppose.
Right, yeah. And a heck of a game to possibly maybe ignite a little bit of county rivalry here, too.
So Gallardi on the quarterback keepers stops short of the 20-yard line, maybe a pickup of 2 yards on the play.
He kind of had slipped a little bit. Looks like I think they're marking him close to a half to a full yard short.
Loss of a yard on the play, second and 11.
Sure enough, the Knights lose a yard on the play, so brings up.
That was deceiving.
2nd down and 11. Gallardi again passing to his right side, and Franklin nothing doing. Again, play looks like it may have lost a yard. Couldn't quite tell who the receiver was. Colton Dobson.
Yeah, good coverage. Good coverage by the Rebels, able to not let the receiver get any yards after catch. So far so good after the turnover on downs. Rebels defense answering the bell.
So 3rd down and 11. Can the Rebels hold right here? Gallardi again picked off by Guy Lipscomb.
There he is.
He's got smooth sailing to the end zone. Pick 6 for number 2, the senior Guy Lipscomb.
Well, Michael, you couldn't have drawn it up any better than that if you're Franklin Guy Lipscomb. Came up short on offense. The Knights defense did not let Lipscomb get anything on that side of the ball. Well, he took his chance and was able to make the most of it there, as we saw. And, man, talking about tables turning, looks like the whole entire houses of each programs are flipping upside down now with the momentum swings here. This is got the works to be a good one.
So Guy Lipscomb kind of held in check tonight on the offensive side, able to run the pick 6 in as Burr nails the try, and the Rebels will take a 17-10 lead, 6:44 to go here in the third quarter.
And as we see here on the replay, Michael, Gallardi had one read and one read only, and Lipscomb in the center of the field just stayed home in his zone, and a little frustration there by Kutris, knowing that might not have been the spot to throw that ball, and Lipscomb crossing the finish line, showing us why. And back to the drawing boards for the Knights. Huge answer, though, for the Rebels there after the turnover, and the defense bailing out the offense and having their back, and that's a good team effort there. And putting the Knights they're back against the wall a little bit.
So the Knights coming into this game with a record of 8-0. Franklin sitting in an overall record of 3-5. I believe they're 1-3 in district play.
Not that it doesn't needs to be said or anything, but first time in school history, 8-0 for the Knights with their short tenure.
So the ball sails into the end zone. The Knights will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
And I think that's something else to be mentioned, that Coach Derrick, how much he has accomplished in the, 4 seasons now? They had one graduating class last year. It started with freshmen and sophomores, so this is would be the 4th year, I think.
That sounds about right. We did the first game ever at
that was
Nolensville High School.
So this has to be the 4th year then, I think.
So, yeah.
3rd or 4th, regardless.
Once upon a time.
That just shows how big that record is and how far Coach Derrick and the staff has come here in Nolensville.
So flags on the field, and I think we'll have a false start on the Knights. March them back to the 15-yard line.
And I mentioned the coaches. Not to forget about the players either, how much they have learned and grown as well as a team and individually as players.
So first down and 15 for Nolensville now. Gallardi out wide. Pass play will pick up about 6 yards on the play. Well, actually about 11 yards on the play, seeing how they were marched back 5 yards. Kutris on the reception. Ball is marked at the 27-yard line.
That's a 100%er when you get Kutris in space like that.
Second down and 3 for the Knights.
Same play.
Quick switch over to the right side this time. Catch is made by number 8. That is Tim Kutris again. Enough for first down yardage. Marks the ball at the 36-yard line.
Grills here, the near side cornerback, giving Kutris a lot of pressure here those past 2 plays. And as we saw, same exact play, one right after another, resulted in an easy first down after the false start. So ball's rolling here for the Knights.
So the Knights on the move this time. Gallardi looking, long pass this time. Got his man and caught. Reception is made. Touchdown, Nolensville.
I think, yeah, I was wondering if there's going to be a flag for showboating there. I think it was number 10. Ben Coggin.
Coggin makes it all the way for the touchdown.
What a throw and catch, but
64 yards on the play? I think it was a 64-yard touchdown
it's a
pass.
lot for sure, but kind of a, forgive me, bonehead mistake, if you will, by Mr. Coggin there, giving a point to his buddies on the sideline when he got to around the 6-yard line. And
touchdown is good, unsportsmanlike conduct. Coggin kind of showboating as he was able to make it into the end zone. So they'll mark that off on the try. Now these, you don't think anything of this when this happens, right?
No,
but they'll mark the ball back, and Franklin is likely to have really nice field position if they're able, even if Nolensville is able to tie the game up here with the PAT, or with the try rather. Seen this happen time and time again, especially in high school.
Well, with these conditions, Michael, it's hard to tell depending on what type of kickoff formation and kick that they decide to do, the Knights. With this condition, anything is possible. Field could turn either way, but not a penalty. They're not yards they're wanting to give up, especially after that play. After such a good play like that, just unfortunate, just a younger mistake that'll get kinked out, but great throw and catch by Gallardi to Coggin to tie this game up quickly.
So the Knights will have to kick it away from their own 25-yard line, if I'm not mistaken, and Franklin should have pretty favorable field position coming away from this. Kemp again had a nice return earlier in the game.
Yes, he did. Well, himself, along with Hendricks and Lipscomb, will probably have a chance depending on how they kick it.
So the 3 backs with their heels at the 20-yard line now. Nolensville has been squibbing kicks lately. I don't know what the strategy will be here. Do they squib this one, or do they try to kick it deep?
Like I said, with these conditions, it just depends.
So they'll squib it again. And again, can't tell exactly who the up back is there, but help us out, Parker. Ball returned to about midfield.
23, Ashton Orton there.
Orton on the reception there, and Franklin has exceptional field position at midfield.
Well, that's what you give up by kicking it that way, but also with, you know, it hitting the Franklin player and the ball going loose, that's what you hope for with those type of kicks.
So 5:15 remaining in the third. Game tied again, 17-17. After the long touchdown pass from Gallardi to Coggins. Rebels overload the left side this time. And again, the direct snap to Lipscomb. And a flag comes flying in. That side judge didn't like what he saw and chucked that flag in there mighty aggressively.
He sure did not. Yeah, you're exactly right. I was trying to, because I was following Lipscomb's head in the pile there, and that's right around where he threw it. I didn't see.
There's a face mask on Nolensville, so
there you go.
that'll march the ball forward another 15 yards. So the 5-yard play turns into a 20-yard play.
We mentioned the lack of flags in the first half. That doesn't seem to be the case this half.
Well, there'll just be a 5-yard penalty on the face mask, I suppose. So they'll march the ball up to the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 from the Nolensville 40. 4:29 remaining. That quick give again to Clemente, able to sneak through a couple of tacklers. Thought he was caught dead to right, but Clemente able to squeeze through and make it up to the 25-yard line of the Knights. Or, I'm sorry, the 30-yard line. I guess it was run out of bounds there earlier. But a first down for the Rebels.
As you said, yeah, squeezing through there. He did, planting his foot and getting past Skipper on the Knights defense. And great run play there by the Rebels.
So it looks like they're keeping the ball with Lipscomb here.
Yeah.
No, that's Bevan again. Bevan will take on up the middle and make a linebacker pay for tackling him.
That was Lipscomb.
Was that Lipscomb again? Sorry about that. I thought it was Bevan again. Ball stopped short of the 20-yard line, so a pickup of about 9 on the play.
Yeah, right now, as we sit, Lipscomb is the quarterback. Bevan is on the sideline. So
okay, so Guy Lipscomb,
yeah,
number 2, the senior.
Interesting look.
Direct snaps to him.
And he's got Kirkpatrick there to his left.
Lipscomb does have quarterbacking experience, but he'll take the direct snap again. Try to bounce it out to the left side. And no gain on the play.
Mason Thomas untouched in the backfield, able to stop him. And this Nolensville defense, even though they have been shooting themselves in the foot, Michael, they are a tough defense, 4A at that. Answering the bell and giving the Franklin offense something to work with.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 1.
3rd down and 1 now for the Rebs. 3:06 to go here in the third quarter. Lipscomb under center this time. Looks like a dive, and that is the call all the way. And Lipscomb and the offensive line, a nice shove for the first down, and Franklin with a brand new set of downs.
Oh yeah, got him there and then some.
Inside their own 20-yard line, ball marked at about the 17 this time.
Keeping the ball on the ground a lot this drive are the Rebels.
Again, Lipscomb lines up tight, and they'll go ahead with the rugby scrum.
Why not?
And march the ball over the 15. So the Rugby World Cup going on right now.
I mean, it's good when 4 or 5 yards of play. Why not?
And Lipscomb again with a pickup of about 5 yards on the play, so brings up 2nd down and 5, 2:12 to go in the third.
Keeping the clock rolling, you're keeping the ball on the ground and safe in your possession. You know, why not keep it moving?
Lipscomb again on the quick give. Clemente tries to sneak through on that right side and is wrestled down just shy of the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at about the 7.
Seen a healthy dose of that near side sweep with Clemente over here, haven't we?
So Franklin ripping off about 5-yard chunks, play after play after play.
Wish our fellas in Knoxville will take a couple notes from that.
Lipscomb again. Lines up right under center. And again,
They were ready
don't
for
know
it.
if they have it that time, and Nolensville causes the pile of people. We'll see where they spot it. Parker Hazard says 4th down.
I don't think Lipscomb got past the line of scrimmage. I think that was great push up front by Rivert and company. We'll see what they give them. They obviously 4th down.
They'll call no play on the game on the play. Haven't seen big John Kirkpatrick in there, although he's in the game. 6'1", 225 pounds is Kirkpatrick, number 42, and
yeah, he's been doing a lot of blocking so far tonight. Hadn't had the ball much.
Lipscomb again will line up in the, help me out, is that the pistol formation?
No, it's just shotgun, just going to be in a shotgun set with your running back to your left. You know.
And Coach Donnie Webb will call his troops over and talk about this one as the Rebels have it 4th and 1, 52 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. This Parker Hazard has turned huge for Franklin, this play.
Yeah, and this is not the first time that they've been in this situation. Here they have a little bit more room to work with. Granted, you know, less yardage to the first down, but as far as, you know, not as close to the goal line. It's kind of been, you know, here's what I can do. Let's see if you can do it better all game for both offenses and defenses and the scenarios that each team has been put in. So, you know, at this point, if you're Franklin, you keep going, especially with the down and distance, and you force, you know, you put every type of adversity you can to the Knights because they, you know, they're going to do the same to you, and they're going to be on the throttle for the whole ball game. So I'm not surprised, and you know, I can't wait to see what happens because I can't wait to see the Knights respond to whatever happens here. It's a good football game.
Paul Derrick has what he likes. Donnie Webb has what he likes.
Let's see it, boys.
Lipscomb again will take off to the left side. And this time, does he have enough for the 1st down?
I don't know. Our far side judge.
Lipscomb on the carry.
The referees come out right at that 1st down marker. Does he have enough for the 1st?
I think they're going to look at it here.
Rain has not let up since about an hour and a half before kickoff. Got a lot of soggy folks out here.
And the temperature's only dropped about 6 to 8 degrees as well. It's getting a little nippy up here.
Drum roll on the chain stretch. Everybody takes a close look. The suspense is killing us. And Nolensville has held. Ball goes over on downs.
That's twice, Michael.
That's exactly right. Nolensville has stymied Franklin now. Franklin had a nice offensive drive going, but Nolensville able to slam the door at the 8-yard line. And the Knights will take over. 1st and 10, 45 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost bittersweet because after all these big defensive stands, I swear they haven't started from outside their 20-yard line all game. You know,
Gallardi again with a long touchdown pass to Coggin a couple of series ago to tie the game. Low snap. Gallardi rolls to his left. Franklin sniffs this one out.
Got to get out of the end zone.
And Gallardi able to get back up close to the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of 2-3 yards on the play.
And that got blew up real quick. Franklin showing pressure on both gaps by the linebackers. Great job.
John Kirkpatrick, the lead tackler there for the Franklin Rebels. Clock ticks down to 15 seconds to play. And looks like Nolensville.
I think they'll let it run.
Not 15 seconds, I didn't see that. Now it's 15 seconds. I really need to go to the eye doctor.
No, you don't, because the scoreboard just glitched. It went from 15 to what you just said down to 3, and to the end of the quarter, it looks like.
Okay, now we've got goose eggs on the scoreboard.
Got us a good one, though.
Amateur Broadcasting 101.
Call us if you want pointers.
That's right. There you see your score. Nolensville 17, Franklin 17. That's the end of the third quarter. I think next week's game is a pick'em for you guys. Check the old schedule here.
I think it's a hybrid game. It's either
Indy and Ravenwood or Brentwood at Centennial.
Okay. Sounds good.
We are live streaming tonight, so hopefully you are joining us on either YouTube or Facebook.
I think next week I might bring my portable Keurig and make some hot chocolate up here.
So the Knights again, here we go, ready to start the fourth quarter. Knights backed up inside their own 5-yard line. Remember, Lipscomb picked off a Gallardi pass.
That's exactly right.
A couple of series ago for the pick 6. And then Nolensville able to answer with the long bomb. And that pass falls incomplete.
That was a good idea. They're looking for Dobson. Nice little out route. Gallardi got rid of the ball before, right at the time that his receiver made the break. I think with a little drier conditions, that might have been a connection there, but good idea, good looking attempt by Gallardi and company. And gonna need something big here, third down.
So 3rd and long for Nolensville. Gallardi looking, and that pass off the mark as his receiver not on the same page, and Nolensville will have to kick it away.
Yeah, Kutras went in for the post, and Gallardi was looking for a little out route towards the sidelines, and fortunately enough, it hit the turf. Grills was unable to get it.
Reed Kemp set to receive for the Rebels.
Field position, man.
Just outside of the Nolensville 40-yard line. Nolensville backed up. Got to have a perfect snap right here. And that will fall short.
Bad bounce.
And a Franklin bounce falls inside the 35-yard line. So the Rebs take over. 1st and 10, Parker Hazard, 11:40 to go in the ball game.
You know, Franklin has been spoon-fed field position all night.
Boy, that's a great way of saying that.
And that's kudos to their defense for that. But also kudos to the Knights defense as well for this game to be tied at 17, because with this field position and the capability of the Franklin offense, I mean, they could have at least 35 points by now.
That's very true.
Now, of course, conditions have a factor to do with it, but this is a great, Nolensville shot themselves in the foot time and time again and have faced adversity and have dug themselves out of a hole. We'll see if they can hold on and keep it up.
Lipscomb again trying to drive to that left side, and he's tripped up at the 35-yard line, maybe a loss of a yard on the play. So Donnie Webb going with this meat and potatoes offense. Not a whole lot of finesse to it as Franklin just lines up and dares you to stop him on the run. Nolensville, no problem that time, brings up 2nd down and 12 now.
Well, if you're Franklin, that's the kind of style of the game you want to play right now because of the depth, the less depth that the Knights have. The more and more you keep pounding that ball here in the next few minutes later in the game, that could play factor.
Again, Lipscomb finds a little daylight on that left side and is wrestled out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line, close to 1st down yardage. Parker Hazard says it's about a finger length short of a 1st down.
Don't say that too soon. I might be maybe way wrong over here now. Look.
And they march the chains forward, so another 1st down for Guy Lipscomb and the Franklin Rebels. Ball marked at the 23-yard line. Franklin with this ball control offense, but Nolensville able to slam the door a couple of times on 4th and short. And the refs confer, I believe, about the clock.
Oh, yeah, the play, reset the play clock, I think is what they're, yeah.
So now we're set to go. First and 10 from the 24-yard line. Lipscomb again. He'll make it up to the 20, maybe a pickup of 3 yards on the play. Got to think, Lipscomb, he had that pick 6, and now Franklin pounding on this Nolensville defense. They've been out on the field a long time now. You got to think maybe something breaks here for them.
That's right. Yeah, it's kind of the story to the end of that half and what they've been doing this half, kind of instilling that ground and pound and kind of wearing them down. And I think you're right.
Lipscomb thought he saw an opening, but he'll make it inside the 20-yard line. Pickup of maybe 2 on the play.
I thought I saw that same opening, but it closed pretty darn quick.
C.J. Ware was in on the tackle.
C.J. Ware again with Rivert and company on that defensive front.
So Bevan comes back in. Don't know if he will take over at quarterback. Clock continues to move. We are 9:45 to play.
Looks like
Bevan again, he'll take over the quarterbacking duties. 3rd down and 5 now. Bevan looks, this time over to Lipscomb, and that goes nowhere as Nolensville able to sniff it out.
It's Colton Dobson once again on good coverage for the Knights and going to force special teams to come out now.
Colton Dobson made the tackle. Loss of the yard on the play.
Maybe a little gun shy after 0 for 2 on fourth and short inside the 20.
So Burr out to try the 34-yard field goal attempt. Ball is up, and this time straight and true, and the Rebels take a 20-17 lead with 8:50 to go in the ball game. That man is a weapon, number 16, Ian Burr.
I'm not sure, I didn't catch the holder, but great job by that young man with a little bit of a high snap in these conditions, able to get a clean hole down for Mr. Burr there. And special teams becoming very important tonight for both teams, and that's something that Franklin likes to rely on.
Burr about a football length short on a 44-yard try earlier, but this time ball flies straight and true, and the Rebs take a 3-point edge, 20-17, 8:50 remaining in this homecoming game for the Franklin Rebels.
So here is a good opportunity with a normal kickoff spot for the Knights to finally get a decent field position, depending on if Burr lets them return it or not, of course.
Burr set to kick it away. And again, with maybe a slight tailwind, that one flies all the way through the end zone. So the Knights take over 1st down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Always fun to come back here to Franklin High School. This is my alma mater. Graduated this sucker in 1986, a bazillion years ago. Things have changed drastically since my day.
So well before the remodel, huh?
Oh, well before the remodel. Oh, yeah. We didn't even think remodel back in my day.
Well, the Knights might be thinking about remodeling their play calling here, honestly, just because the first 2 possessions, nothing really working for them, so they need something going here.
Gallardi got the arm, and ball falls incomplete. Again, tough conditions.
And I take that back. That long pass to, what was his name? Coggin. That long pass to Coggin was their score. And then when they opened it up, but got to get the ball moving.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Knights again from their own 20. Gallardi again inside, and ball once again falls incomplete.
8:40 left to go in the game, Michael. Down by 3. I'm no play caller, but 2 passes in a row. I don't really sense that much urgency that the Knights really need to play with right now.
Yeah, I was thinking no No real reason to push the panic button just yet. You've got plenty of time. You're only down by 3.
And your defense has kept you in the game, and they just had a tough defensive stand holding your opponent to a field goal. You got to get them some time to rest. So let's see if they can come up with a big 3rd down conversion here.
3rd down and 10. Gallardi once again. This time his pass is on the mark. Again, couldn't quite tell who the receiver was.
Kutris. Hey,
I don't know if you're holding up a 35 there or a number 8.
I was trying to get the 8 out there for you.
I'm going, is he holding up a 35 or is he holding up an 8?
My apologies. Yeah, as we see there, yeah, Kutris is getting the inside position on his man. Good coverage by the Rebels. Good throw by Gallardi in connection with Kutris there. And that's the big play that they were looking for. And we'll see if they'll get the freshman running back some work here.
So the ball marked at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Knights. Gallardi again, rolling to his right. Finds his receiver. Ooh. And a big smack in the mouth.
Lost his helmet, too.
Couldn't tell. Welcome to football.
10. Yeah, that's Ben Coggin there.
Coggin.
Receiver of that long pass before.
He took one right in the chops right there. As you take a look at the hit on the replay. So that might have been a little bit of payback there for the finger in the air as he went into the end zone earlier in the game.
Not a bad idea. I didn't even think about that. Nonetheless.
So Nolensville a little back to front on offense right there as they try to get everybody lined up. Under 8 minutes to go now, 7:58 remaining in the ball game. And maybe a pickup of 1
Johnson on the carry.
as Johnson gets up to about the 46-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and 4.
And third and 4, 3rd and minutes. Well, that's something that they have not seen very many times. And this is a productive drive, productive down and distance. And can kind of do anything you want to here if you're the Knights offense.
That give inside, and Franklin's defense is there.
Except that time, though.
Johnson again. And he is stopped short of the 50-yard line. Maybe a loss of a yard on the play.
That was your boy Fisher, Anderson, Clay Crowder in there, the big guys. Big defensive stop.
4th and 2 now for Nolensville.
Oh boy.
Crowd comes to life for the Rebels.
I like it. I like the call by Coach Derrick.
Play clock down to under 10 as Nolensville still getting their play in. Clock down to 4. And I don't know, Parker, if they're going to get this one away and they'll call the timeout. That's what they were waiting on.
I didn't know if they were going to maybe try to fool around and get a play in and then go late or do a hard count, but it looks like they're going to. I guess they were just letting the clock go a little bit deeper so they can think about it. I bet they go for it, though.
So 4th down and 2, Nolensville calls a timeout. As Coach Paul Derrick calls his troops over to the side, Coach Donnie Webb calls his over to the side. Everybody talks about it. We try to set our chess pieces. 6:34 remaining in the ball game. Franklin, as you see, holds that 20-17 edge.
This is a very pivotal down here for the Knights. They do not convert. Once again, will give the Rebels very good field position to extend this lead.
Big down and distance. Here we go. The Knights 4th down and 2. In trouble. And can Goggins get up, or Gallardi rather? He stops short of the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
Initially hit by number 57, Journey Key.
Tried to do a little bit of a QB draw there. Franklin was ready for it.
Over on downs. Rebels will
And the Rebels hold here, 6:13 remaining. And the Rebs take over 1st and 10 from the Nolensville 49-yard line.
Well, Nolensville just gave Franklin the right to dictate this game, the rest of this game. You know, if you think of the clock, the score, every bit of it, the game is now in Mr. Bevan and Guy Lipscomb's hands and the Rebel offense.
Bevan again back at quarterback. That Givens inside to Lipscomb. Tries to bounce it to the outside.
Lipscomb on the carry.
A pickup of maybe 3 yards on the play. That will keep the clock running, which is exactly what Franklin wants. Can the Rebels hand Nolensville the first loss of the year? Nolensville coming into this game with a record of 8-0.
I can't imagine them seeing a runner like Guy Lipscomb and able to stand in the backfield as quarterback and running back, as we see here with the direct snap, something they're not used to.
2nd down and 8, this time to Clementi. He's had a number of these tonight as Clementi on the sweep. And he's got 1st down yardage up to the 31-yard line of Nolensville.
And yet they can do that as well. Big night for number 19, Clementi out there for the Rebels.
Clementi with a nice gain on 2nd and 8. Take another look.
See Kirkpatrick and company leading in that wall of blockers, and Clementi staying in bounds too. And the clock will move after the change set.
5 minutes remaining now. Lipscomb again will take the direct snap. Takes it up to that right side and finds a little daylight. Lipscomb on the loose, and they'll wrestle him down at the 11-yard line. Another 1st down for the Rebels.
Pistolka in there saving a touchdown with that tackle. Guy Lipscomb showing what he's made up there, Michael.
Well, we talked about it a little earlier. We said this Nolensville defense has been on the field quite a while. And we take a look at Guy Lipscomb once again.
We haven't seen Guy Lipscomb pull away from guys like he did right there, so I think you're right. Fatigue might be a little bit of a factor. The wind's blowing a little bit more. Adversity, once again, the Knights are facing.
Lipscomb again for the direct snap. He'll take it one more time. Tries to bounce it to the outside. Cuts inside to about the 8. Ball comes free.
That ball came out.
And Nolensville will pounce on it. And just like that, the momentum that the Rebels had is suddenly snuffed out. We talked about
goodness gracious.
Nolensville able to come away with the loose football.
You can't make this up. This storyline up to this football game is absolutely amazing. Just turnovers on both sides, defensive stands, offensive stands, players coming in big at times. And yeah, we'll thank you, Lance and the crew, for this replay, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty visible to see this ball come out.
So we thought the ball, Franklin had the opportunity to slam the door, and this time Gallardi goes deep.
Ooh.
And ball is knocked away at the last second. Intended receiver is number 3, that is Colton Dobson again.
Here we'll see the Franklin turnover.
Take another look at the Franklin fumble here.
Yep.
Ball is peeled away. You can clearly see it right there. So 4:10 to go. We thought Franklin had an opportunity to shut the door on Nolensville, but here they've opened it up again, and Nolensville with new life. 4:10 remaining in the ball game. Gallardi on the inside screen. Ball knocked away. Was it picked up? And they will call the safety as the ball gets away from Gallardi.
Unbelievable.
And Franklin will pick up the free 2 points.
And they'll get the ball back.
And they get the ball back.
Goodness gracious.
So that Franklin defense able to bat the ball away. I think they were able to bat the ball away. Is that am I right on that?
No, with judging by the call, I think the ball, Gallardi drew back for a pass. We'll see here, drew back for the pass. Ball comes loose, and he had to fall on it before the Rebels to get 2 instead of 6 points, but
Ball
Yeah.
slipped right out of his hands. Absolutely. I thought one of the Franklin defenders jumped up and batted it down.
Just unfortunate.
Of course, that wouldn't have led to the 2-point. That wouldn't have led to the safety.
Right. That's the only thing. I missed it as well. That's the only thing that made me, result to that. But these conditions, it still brings up the question of all the passes that Gallardi has thrown tonight. A lot looking good, but granted, being that far in your own zone,
Oh my
you can't
goodness,
really
that
ruin,
one
but,
just
man.
slipped right out of his hands. And Franklin, with the safety, goes up 22-17. So now a field goal can't win it or can't tie it for Nolensville. They've got to score a touchdown.
Well, and
they'll have
field goal will seal the game as well if you're Franklin.
And so Nolensville will kick it away from their own 20-yard line. Lipscomb inside his own 30 with 4 minutes exactly remaining in this ball game.
Going to need a 3-and-out here if you're Nolensville.
And they'll squib it.
Onside.
And Franklin able to come away with it. Fantastic field position at the Nolensville 35-yard line. As you see a couple of dejected Nolensville players.
That's a risk you got to take in this situation, I think. I think that's a good call as far as going for the onside kick.
Rebels take over 1st and 10, ball at the Nolensville 35-yard line.
And that's senior quarterback Josh Nichols in there recovering the onside kick. So like I said, yeah, right here, if you're Nolensville, you got to get a 3-and-out or a turnover. A field goal will turn it into a 2-possession game. So
3:52 remaining in the ball game. Lipscomb again on the direct snap, trying to keep it safe, and the pile of people falls down at the 30-yard line. A pickup of 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, hard to imagine we're going to see anything other than those quarterback dive plays and possibly a Clemente sweep here shortly, keeping that clock moving.
Well, they'll mark the ball. They'll give him 3 yards on the play. I thought the pile fell down right there at their 30. So ball marked at the 32-yard line of Nolensville. 3:19 to go in the ball game.
2 timeouts aside.
Lipscomb again on the direct snap. This time finds a bit of daylight. He stops short of the 25, which was the line to gain. So just shy of the first down. Clock continues to move. Franklin looking to shut the door on this unblemished season for Nolensville. Nolensville takes a timeout.
Their second timeout of the half.
Yeah, with that only leaving them one with 2:47 left to go. And safe to say pretty darn close to Ian Burr's field goal range. Probably going to see a lot of white jerseys rushing to the backfield here coming up for Nolensville. Especially big 3rd down coming up too. Trying to knock them back if they can, but Lipscomb's got that fire in him. And we've seen time and time again, and minus the unfortunate fumble, he is showing us why or how important he really is for these Rebels.
Here are the Rebs, 3rd down and 2. And there goes the dive, and going to be stopped shy of the 25-yard line, I believe.
Lipscomb on the keeper.
Depends on where they spot the ball. And Nolensville, did they take another timeout?
They did, and he is short. It looks like he is about no more than a yard short.
So they'll mark the ball at the 26-yard line.
Well, here we go again. The same storyline with the measurements and the 4th and short here on this side of the field. See if Franklin decides to kick it or if they go for it to seal possession and the win.
Here at Howard Gamble Stadium as Dixon County visits. Senior night festivities will take place prior to the game. Kickoff is set for 7 o'clock next Friday night in the regular season finale here at Franklin High School.
Man, that's hard to believe. Regular season's already over. It seems like yesterday we were down at Fairview and Page for the Battle of 840 for our first game of the year back in August. And here we are, the end of the season, end of the regular season already.
It's unbelievable. The storylines all around the county from 4 to 6A. It's definitely been interesting, so here we go.
So Burr on for the long field goal try. This time, beauty. Straight down the middle is Ian Burr.
I think that'll
44 yards.
That'll seal it for him.
And Franklin will take the 25-17 lead. 2:41 remaining in the ball game. And now Nolensville's 8-0 record hanging in the balance. But Parker Hazard, we've seen strange things happen
That's not
on
fair
a
for me
Friday
to say
night
that.
with
You're exactly
high school
right.
football.
You're exactly right. And, you know, no timeouts, 2:41 left to go. There's plenty of possibilities. You're exactly right. We'll just see how Gallardi and company on offense, you know, decide to respond. And, you know, can't say enough of the difference in the offense of the Rebels from the first half and the second half in a positive way. Just with Guy Lipscomb, you know, seeing a lot of quarterback snaps and just showing what he can do in different aspects of the game. And, in my opinion, solidifying this scoreboard right now.
So Burr, yet again, this one can be returned.
Okay. There's Johnson.
This is Samson Johnson and finds a bit of daylight and finally wrestled down just shy of the 45-yard line.
Well, there's the start to the crazy things that we've seen in high school football. Right there, that's the return they needed, Michael.
There is the C in crazy things right there. As the ball spotted at the 44-yard line, 2:28 remaining in the ball game.
I would like to apologize to Ian Burr as well. I gave Guy Lipscomb all the credit. Ian Burr, within his right foot, has also kept the Rebels in this game and the lead as well.
Gallardi, this time the ball incomplete as Gallardi and his receiver not quite on the same page that time. Lipscomb on the coverage for Franklin.
That's a heck of a matchup there, isn't it? Your two best guys on both sides of the ball going head-to-head, and at this magnitude of the game and this time, that's cool to see.
Clock stops at 2:22 on the incomplete pass. Nolensville in need of a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie this one, as Franklin takes the larger lead, 25-17 on the Burr 44-yard field goal. Reception made at the 40-yard line. Dobson again on the reception. Big first down for Nolensville, 2:15 remaining.
Gain of 15 on the play, 1st and 10 from the 41.
The Knights in a hurry now. Gallardi looking over the center. This one falls incomplete. A couple of people had an opportunity to get that one.
Sadler Deming, the senior defensive back, almost got an early Christmas present there off the tip. Stops the clock, though.
Mitch Lanik was on the coverage. It's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd down and 10. Gallardi looking, firing long, and this one will fall incomplete rather.
Yeah,
Brings up 3rd down, under 2 minutes to go, 1:56 remaining in the ball game.
That was a smart throw by Gallardi, overthrowing everybody. It wasn't there. Just keeping that possession.
Third down now for the Knights.
They don't have to get it all in one play either.
Franklin's crowd comes to life here. Gallardi rolling to his right. That one nearly picked off and
Oh,
caught.
my goodness.
Couldn't quite tell who the receiver was.
Yeah. I think that
Parker
was,
Price on the reception after it was tipped out of the Franklin defender's hands. Enough for the first down.
two
Ball
huge
marked up
catches.
at the 31-yard line. Gallardi again going for not everything, but another first down pickup.
And that's all he needs. First down, clock stops, move the ball.
Kutris again on the reception. And Nolensville methodically marching up the field here. Down by 8 are the Knights. Looking, Gallardi in trouble, and he'll be taken down at the 20-yard line. It was fortunate for the Rebels that they got that tackle because Gallardi had a lot of green in front of him.
He also had his running back Johnson there for an outlet. Instead, got the ball on the ground and the clock moving.
Call it a loss of a yard on the play. Ball clock is ticking under a minute. Gallardi loses it and able to pounce back on the ball. Clock continues to run. Under 50 seconds to go now.
It's fast tempo, no time to wipe off the ball, so I can imagine how hard it is to grip it.
3rd down and 11. Gallardi again, over the middle. Receiver makes the reception. Couldn't tell who it
I
was.
think that's Price again, Michael. It is. Knights are moving.
Parker Price, ball is marked at the 10-yard line. Clock continues to tick, 19 seconds to go. Again inside, pass is caught. And again, Nolensville quickly up to the line. They'll try to kill it right here. 6 seconds remaining in the ball game. This is exciting.
I hope my mother's not listening to this. I am totally wrong. 2-point conversion will tie this ball game up, so my math was incorrect.
Gallardi again, into the corner, touchdown, Nolensville.
Wow.
Was that Kutris again?
Yes, sir, it was. And how he got that far away from Lipscomb and Reed Kemp, I do not know. But
so Kutris in the corner of the end zone makes the reception, and now the Knights with no time remaining on the clock.
Oh my goodness.
Will have the opportunity for the 2-point conversion to try to tie this one up.
Huge.
Gallardi again looking to pass into the end zone, knocked away, and Franklin will take it.
Mr. Can't tell, looks like, yep, Mr. Grimes with the breakaway.
So Franklin able to knock the 2-point conversion away, and they will hand Nolensville their first loss of the year. There your score final score rather, 25-23. Franklin able to hold on their homecoming night and take this one over the visiting Knights, 25-23. What an exciting ball game that was.
Man.
So one more. Next Friday night, Parker Hazard and Paul Brees will be on the call. There you see your final score, 25-23, Franklin over the Nolensville Knights. For everybody here at the WCTV crew, Parker Hazard, my name's Michael Williams. Have a great weekend, everybody. There your final is, again, the Rebels 25, Nolensville 23. We'll see you next Friday night on the WCTV game of the week. Have a great weekend.